If you could describe season 5 in 10 words and less, how would you describe it? Welcome to the Legacy and Earn. My name is Daniel. I'm here at NostalgiaCon Houston, and I'm joined here with the boys, Nathan Mitchell, Black Noir. How you doing, man?
Hey, good. Nice to meet you.
Good, nice to meet you too, man. So, you finally got to take off your mask. How does that feel?
Feels great. You spend 3 seasons, in a mask,
Right.
and not expecting that your face will be shown, and then all of a sudden, the first version of the character dies, and I get to come back as a new version.
So, what was your? I guess that most characters, when they find out that their character is gonna die, it's kind of like, oh man. But they're just like, hey, we never showed your face. We can still use you.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity. That's the upside of not showing your face, and that's something Eric and I discussed actually. When we talked about Noir dying in season 3, he's like, look, we're gonna bring him back, and you're gonna stay around.
Okay.
It's just up to you whether you are the face in season 3 or the face in season 4, and going forward. And he's like, and initially, I was like, I've been playing this character for 3 years. I kind of want to keep that continuity.
Right.
But eventually, I was like, you know what? I will pass the torch on, being the face of old Noir, and I will be the face of new Noir.
That's awesome, man. So, not to spoil anything, but people that may not know the comics, Black Noir has a very different origin. I guess we'll say it that way. I don't want to spoil it. You can Google it as easily.
Yeah.
So, did you know pretty early on that wasn't going to be the case for Black Noir?
Yeah, I knew from the beginning.
Okay.
Because honestly, when I got the role, there was a part of me that was like, okay, well, this is where the character might go. I have to be willing to buy into that.
Right.
And we were, in the very beginning, like working out stuff with the suit and the mask and everything. And I had some thoughts and questions about the look. And I'm like, hey, this looks super menacing, And I feel like if this is where we're going with the character, people will be able to see it from the jump. And Eric was like, yeah, we're not doing that.
Okay.
And so that was like before we even started filming. So it was pretty set in stone from the beginning.
Now, Black Noir has a lot of intense fighting scenes, stunts, and stuff like that. Were you always in the mask, or did you have stunt doubles as well?
Yeah, no, I like to do as much as I can, but the whole cast has stunt doubles,
right.
And typically
Insurance reasons.
insurance reasons and safety and so it's like if one of us is acting in a fight scene, we will be acting opposite a stunt double. For our own safety, so everyone has one, and it's so we can be as safe as possible, and we can do the best fights as possible. So if I was to be doing a stunt or doing anything fight related, I'd be doing it opposite a stunt double, and vice versa for anyone who's working with me.
Okay. Now knowing that you were in the mask the entire time, that scene where you go back to like the Chuck E. Cheese where you're interacting with the cartoon character.
Yeah.
That was a lot of emotional without talking, and it was a lot of movement, almost kind of like Power Rangers, a little bit like.
Yeah.
What did you? I'm assuming that was you in the performance as well.
Yeah.
What did you take into that?
For me, ironically, I went back to my own childhood, and I was like, what were the characters that I loved? And I was imagining I imagined Buster Beaver was like a mix of Pikachu and Charmander.
Okay.
And that he had this kind of sibling relationship with them. You know that moment where Buster Beaver's like, hey, you got to look at this, and he doesn't want to look, and he turns it, he pulls the chair, and he's like, huh, and this just this very childlike spirit to him. I really tried to lean in those moments.
Well, it was probably the most emotional of the first 3 seasons of Black Noir, because it was kind of like, you saw the flashback scene with Soldier Boy a little bit, but it was very quick, right? But this was what's happened since then, so it was awesome, man.
Thank you.
Now, another role that my wife is very interested in is Ginny Georgia.
Yeah.
So what is it like from going to The Boys to Ginny Georgia?
Luckily, there's a lot of there's enough time in between shows to just decompress and adjust. If I was doing both, it'd be a lot at the same time.
Right.
But luckily, The Boys finishes, then I jump to Ginny and Georgia, then Ginny and Georgia finishes, then we go back to The Boys. So it's been the most ideal cycle. It's a totally different character, and it's a totally different world.
Right.
As an actor, you try to approach characters with the same fundamental baseline. But yeah, Zion is quite different from Noir.
Very different. Now, just kind of ending off here, but I know we can't talk a lot about season 5. You guys just wrapped filming. But if you could describe season 5 in 10 words and less, how would you describe it?
Oh, yeah. Let's. I think the less the less expectations we set, the better. But I think it's gonna be a crazy ride. You know, we've set up characters and arcs and rivalries for 4 seasons,
right.
and everything's coming to a head in some very unexpected ways. There are things that are gonna happen that you're like, oh, even knowing the show, I still didn't think it was gonna be that. You know, so
that's crazy because every time I watch an episode, I was like, I can't believe they just did that. So,
it's gonna be more of that.
Well, I want to thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I hope you have a good weekend this weekend at Houston. So,
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, cheers.
All right.